어조삼아, It's time to go to bed. 또 핸드폰 하는 거예요. 늦게 자면 고운 피부가 다 무너진다고요. 사이버는 케이코쿠 데스. 지금 잠에 들지 않으면 우린
AP Capstone. Hey folks, today we are going to introduce AP Seminar to you guys.
Intense pressure on your research report. Failing on your ELC exams.
Well, don't worry that the AP Seminar Guardians lead you the way to succeed at 5.
In Semester 1, you will encounter Performance Task 1 consisting of individual research reports and team multimedia presentations.
They stood up for 20% of total AP Seminar score. First of all, make friends. Find 2 to 3 teammates. Issue a real-life existing problem or an interesting topic to choose. Then, throughout the 8 lenses including ethical, political, futuristic, environmental, economic, historical, scientific, and culture, choose one of which you're most interested in. After all, start researching and construct your IRR with a problem-solution-based essay. Guys, come on and use this Wikipedia.
Don't you dare use this stillness first! Use these!
Moreover, the word count for IRR is a minimum of 1,080 words and a maximum of 1,320 words. And don't forget to peer review with your teammates when you're finishing the drafts. Thereafter, start preparing your TMP presentation with a length of 8 to 10 minutes. So make sure to present the concise objectives you're announcing, or else your teammates will execute you.
In the first place, outline the TMP and schedule the beginning with background information and context towards the topic.
Then, provide alternative solutions to counter the topic, including implication and limitations. Finally, elaborate on the final solution that will best meet the targets of the topics, while explaining the pros and cons of the solutions. Remember that no solutions are perfect. On the other hand, the design of the presentation is also critical. Do not include useless icons, inappropriate background color, and unclear font to avoid any misunderstanding. Do this instead. Thereafter, make sure to wear formal clothing and perform professionally with practice, and practices. Oh yeah, be aware and prepare of the oral defense questions that will pop up at the end of the presentation.
Yeah, I finished PT1. Yeah. Oh no.
But here goes
I don't want
semester
to
2.
work anymore. I'm so sad. Mr. Bowden, can you help me to find a research question for my IWA?
How many times do I have to tell you I cannot help you with this?
Why?
Because College Board doesn't allow it.
Hey loser, you can't come up with the research question. Go find the AP Guardians.
So basically, performance task 2 and performance task 1 are the same. But make sure you have to notice the differences between the workouts. For performance task 2, the scope of the workout will be 1800 to 2200. Yes, and one important thing is that you have to connect multiple sources in order to make your arguments convincing in this lesson, like this.
Then you need to make beautiful presentation and slides, unlike this ugly, but this delightful. And also be prepared for your oral defense.
This is so tough.
Which part of the IWA do you think is the most challenging?
Evaluation. I'm required to evaluate my paper and to prove the credibility to make my arguments more convincing, and that's so hard.
Yeah, true. It is important to make sure your solutions are convincing throughout the IWA.
Oh, I also suggest you look at the IWA examples on College Board's website. They might give you some insights on how you want to structure your IWA.
I'm curious about what are the significant differences between PT1 and PT2.
Well, have you ever heard something that is called stimulus material? Huh?
I've never heard it.
Don't worry about it. Just treat them like normal sources.
I think I got it, but how many should I use?
Well, they will provide you 7 stimulus materials, and you have to pick 2 of them to use.
What about IMP?
Also, for the points of contextualization, you need to include the stimulus materials that you use in your IWA to gain the points within your presentation.
And I suggest you to check out the AP course guided videos. They are quite useful because they will teach you step by step to help you to manipulate your sources and stimulus materials. And also the interesting and useful technique that is called Quest. That is very useful too, and I use it to cook this subject. First, Q means question. You have to think a question, and you have to make it to your research question and develop it to make it quite complicated. And also, U means understand. You have to understand the topic and make sure you show your ability to the audience, the readers. And also, evaluate can make sure that all your papers are credible and reliable. And S means synthesize. You have to synthesize these sources to support your arguments to make it effective. And T means transform. And at the end, you can transfer them into your IWA.
And just a reminder for both the IMP and TMP, make sure to try and remember what you're going to say so that you can maintain contact with the audience as there is a criteria about this in the movie.
Are there any skills that can share with me?
Technically, you must be familiar with all your sources and the information in your IMP because you don't want to stop while you are talking and introducing. Audience will think you're unprofessional, and make sure do not use words like. You don't want to say something like. And also not say something that is very famous during this time, like, you know what I'm saying? No, definitely not, okay? You won't want to do that or you might lose all your points about it.
Oh, with the presentation, don't forget to show your final works cited page. In my presentation, I forgot to do that, so that might have hurt my grades. And everyone will be a bit nervous when presenting by themselves, but remember that you've already done the TMP, so the IMP should be the same. And just make yourself comfortable and do your best.
Ah! Just like transform into individual forms. Copy and paste!
You will have to read one passage and analyze the main theme, line of reasoning, and the use of evidence of the author and answer 3 questions.
When doing this, the most important thing is to organize your ideas because you will definitely want to write it fast and quickly.
The recommended time for part A is 30 minutes. However, you will have 120 minutes in total for both part A and part B, and you are free to allocate the time as you wish.
The main thing when doing part A is to clearly state the thesis of the author. find the claims of the author, and then, most importantly, discuss the connection between the claims with the main argument.
For question 3 of Part A, make sure to evaluate the effectiveness of the whole passage in relation to the sources used and their connections.
In the Part B, you'll get 4 sources, and you'll need to choose 4 to 5 pieces of evidence from at least 2 sources. And to be honest, it's kind of like finding a needle in a haystack. It's quite difficult to choose the correct ones.
So out of the 4 sources, choose 2 that you want to use and connect the arguments and claims in those sources. However, also remember to come up with an argument of your own and make it different from that of the sources. After setting your argument and pros and cons, you will also have to deal with limitations. Come up with counter-arguments to make your argument more complete to gain points.
Congrats to all AP Seminar warriors, and I'll definitely get 5!